In today's video, we're going to be looking at our outdoor Raccoon Enclosure enclosure, or as I like to call it, Pippin and Piper's Procyanidae. Procyanidae? Today? I don't even need to say the word, just Raccoon and Coatimundi, Jonas. I don't need to say all that. It's their cage. Hey Siri, what is the family of a raccoon and Coatimundi? How do you pronounce that?
Coatis from Tuppy, also known as Quatamundus, are members of the family Procyanidae in the genera Nassa and Nasula.
Procyanidae. Pippin and Piper's Procyanidae Palace. So the basic infrastructure is 15 by 15 by 10, and we use deck boards as well as 4 by 4 posts to frame it out. The wire that we use is called horse wire. It's a horse fence. It's 5 foot tall by 16 foot long, and you can get these from your local hardware store most of the time, but they may have to special order them. In this case, we had to have our local feed store special order these, and then we used a metal paint, a black paint that's used for metal, and when you paint this wire black, it makes it a whole lot easier to see through, as well as a whole lot easier to clean. The reason we chose this wire is because it is extremely heavy duty. You cannot break it. A person cannot physically break it, and nothing can get in. So the animals can't get out and no other animals can get in. Another reason was that it was easier to work with because it comes in pre-cut sections, which meant that we were able to design the cage around the wire. So that's why we did the 15 by 15 by 10, because 2 metal frames make it 10 foot tall, and we cut the ends off just to give it a clean look. So we took that 6 inches off at each end whenever we put the panels up as well. In regards to the wood, it looks like it's stained, but what we actually did was an ancient Japanese technique of wood burning, which causes the wood to shrink and seal, which means that we can hose it, sanitize it, scrub it once a day if we want to, as well as the rain is never going to affect it and cause it to rot. And it resists bugs and insects infestation as well. For the roofing, we use 16 foot long Galvalume sheets that are 3 foot wide, and we overlap them and put our studs really close together in this because you want to make sure that your raccoon can't squeeze through 2 pieces of metal tin. And we left our rafters exposed, which means that we can enclose hooks or anything like that to hang swings and toys from. So around the outside of the cage, because we are open to the public, we have a barricade that's about 3 foot away from the cage to keep anybody from being able to reach over and into the enclosure, because you know those little bad kids be reaching over. But we love our barricade. It works great. We never have to yell at people. And the barricade is just 4 by 4 posts, and we use timber landscape and then bamboo. We actually went out and cut this from a friend's house, and it's just bamboo straight from a bamboo patch or grove or whatever it's called. And yeah, it's bamboo. It's like bamboo is, it's bamboo. There's bamboo, then this is bamboo. Now let's take a look at the inside of the cage. So the first thing you'll notice when you come in is that we have a double door system, and that allows us to come in and close the first door without worrying about the animals getting out. And then once that first door is closed, we'll go ahead and head on into the enclosure with Pippin and Piper. All right, and as you come in, you'll notice that they greet you at the door. We've got deck boards for the floor, and they're spaced with about a 1/4 inch gap, and that's to allow us to easily hose out all the mess that these guys make overnight and get all the pee, poop, and food out of the cage. Now up on top of this deck here, we actually have a deck box, and we cut a hole in it, and we're actually putting a pet flap on that to help prevent any draft or anything from going in there. But we open this from this way, and I can easily hose it out and clean it depending on what they bring in here. And we stuff it full of hay in the wintertime. We put blankets in here sometimes, and we lock this whenever we put it down, just so that they can't push it open. And this is where they go at nighttime or when it's really cold. And it's similar to like a hole in a tree if they are in the wild. They absolutely love this. This is where they sleep every night. And then on days when it's really cool outside, they actually will come out and lay in the sun. But this just gives them a place to get on a cold night or whenever they're sleeping and during the day when they want to get out of the sunlight. What's up, mama? What's up? You my baby. Why do you always want to untie my shoes? So one of the main enrichment items that we have are these heavy duty shipping ropes. And we actually found this on Amazon, and these guys absolutely love climbing and playing and jumping on these. And it's a lot like the tree branches that they would climb in the wild. What's up, girl? Am I your favorite tree? Am I your favorite tree? I love you so much. Oh, not that toboggan. That's a great way to keep them healthy because not only are they exercising, but they're also getting to use some of those special traits that they have, like the back feet of a raccoon can rotate completely backwards. So we get to see her using that a lot on these ropes. Ow. And we also have some different platforms like this one right here, this one right here. And we also have a sandbox that they can play in whenever they want. And we also hide treats in here so that Dakota Mundi has to dig them out like she would in the wild. And heavy-duty plant pots make a great place to hide things, so they have to flip them over or crawl through a hole to get them. And then, of course, we want to give them some tunnels to crawl through. Probably one of the most interesting things about raccoon housing is that they try to use the bathroom in a source of water. In the wild, this would help them because their waste would be taken downstream, which would kind of protect them from any predators smelling them and where they live at. So we've got this big metal bin in here that we keep about 2 inches of water in. And every day we change this because Pippin, the raccoon, actually uses the bathroom in this every day, which means that there's no smell of her in here. And it also eliminates flies or any pests like that, because when we change it, the poop goes out of the cage and she gets a brand new toilet. Now, because they do use the bathroom in their water, you do have to have a separate source for them to drink from because they're not going to drink in the same one that they use the bathroom in. So we have this plastic tub that we actually use for drinking water, and that's where Pippin likes to dunk her food before she eats it, of course. So are you ready for the best part? So the best part about raccoons is feeding them. So we're gonna go over how we feed them now. All right, guys, so one of the most common misconceptions of raccoons and coatimundis is that they're eating trash all the time. They actually have a very specific diet, and for ours, we actually use a really, really high quality dog food, not cat food, boiled eggs, a small amount of fruit, mainly for our coatimundi. Steamed vegetables are extremely important. We go through a bag of this every day. And then the way that you feed it to them, you really need to make them work for their food. So we use Kong toys, as well as little enrichment balls like this that you can put the food in and they have to roll it around to get the food out of, just to make eating take all day instead of just a short period in the morning. And so we're gonna go ahead now and set up for their food, and then we'll take their food into them. This is not cat food. You always got to use something big to make it hard for them to get to the good stuff on the inside. Well, if this part doesn't get us demonetized, nothing will. We are not sponsored by Kong, but hey, Kong, reach out to us. We'd love to work with you. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and spread these out across the enclosure. One thing I do always tell the employees whenever they're setting it up is don't put heavy things up on shelves because they like to try and hurt each other. And I don't want Pippin throwing something at Piper or vice versa. But they know that their food is here and they are ready. What's up, babies? Are we hungry? Are we hungry, hungry hippos? Are we hungry, hungry? Is that one the one with the egg? She knows something's in there. So we'll just hide these around. So I like to stick one of these inside the pot that Jonas is on. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. All the links are in the bio if you'd like to get any of the products that we talked about in the video. Or if you'd like to donate, you can do that as well. We definitely appreciate you, and we're gonna go grab some food ourselves.
What are you doing? Let me go. Let me go, Trash Panda. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go, baby.